Let's talk about quarterbacks that, let's be honest, a lot of us do want there. 'Cause the Giants are still being mocked quarterbacks, and a lot of these mock drafts you're watching there along as they keep popping along the league here. So, two recent ones came up. First off, Nick Baumgartner of The Athletic. He's got the Giants picking Cam Ward at number 3. He said it's certainly possible New York will have to move up if it wants a choice between Ward or Sanders, but the Giants might be able to sit, wait, and have their pick this year. Ward has never taken a step back on his improvement track from wing T prep quarterback to Heisman candidate. And though there's plenty of heat on Giants coach Brian Daboll, I'm eager to see him finally get to work with a young passer. Okay. You want to have faith in Brian Daboll? That's fine. I'm not going to knock it. I want to have faith in Brian Daboll. He's the Giants coach. I don't have any faith in him, let's be very frank, but I want to have faith in him. So I'll take that. But I'm kind of a little taken aback by I'm eager to see him finally get to work with a young passer. You know what have allowed that option to happen years ago? If the Giants drafted a goddamn quarterback. Like, I'm not going to give this guy a pass because him and Joe Schoen are like simpatico, at least by all accounts. If somebody wanted Brian Daboll to get his hands on a young quarterback and see what he can do, you know what they should have done? Drafted a goddamn quarterback. Had plenty of options to do it. It's been 3 drafts now. Haven't drafted a single one. There's plenty of people later on this last draft even that you could have gotten. Spencer Rattler, Joe Milton. I'm not even saying you had to go to top end pick. Do something. The only quarterback move they've made besides swapping out Tyrod Taylor for Drew Lock was getting Tommy DeVito as an undrafted rookie free agent. It's franchise malpractice is ignoring the most important position on the field. So I'm not going to go, I'm eager to see him finally. No, I'm eager to see us finally draft somebody, goddammit. Eager to see us actually try to improve on that position. And that's just as much of him as it is on Joe Schoen. Because by all accounts, they're like I said, they're like that. So now Pro Football Focus's Trevor Sigma said he's got him picking the Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders, the other option that people are really interested in beginning this draft. He said, I'm all about not passing on better football players to force immediate needs, but mock drafts are also done to predict rather than to copy big board rankings. It feels like the stars are aligning for Sanders to end up in New York, injecting some hope into the Giants building. And I find that interesting because it's like he's basically saying, this is what I think the Giants are going to do. I wouldn't do it. This is what I think the Giants will do. And that's kind of a sad statement for a team that, let's be honest here, has been one of the worst teams in football for many years now. Like it's been, take out 22, which you can call a fluke year because let's be honest, we had a lot of things go right for us that year. We basically haven't been right for almost a decade, guys. That's bad. Like we're right up there with the Jets, the Browns, and some of the worst teams in the league right now. So to hear someone who literally studies the draft for a living say, you shouldn't force needs. And you're all about not passing on better football players. But then this is what the Giants are going to do, he says. That's kind of scary, but he's not wrong. I think it's what the Giants are going to do. But I also can't sit there and say they're crazy for doing it. Just a minute ago, I was telling you guys the Giants need to draft a quarterback. The Giants need to get a quarterback in. I mean, how are you going to prove a position if you don't add people to it? It is the most important position on the field. It's the most important position in all of sports you can make the argument at. If there's one place to go ahead and force a pick, it's quarterback. And you know what? I keep hearing people all the time like, oh, well, if you pick the wrong quarterback, you can set a franchise back for years. If you trade up, yes, that's possible. But let me ask you this, even then, is that really the truth anymore? Were the Niners ruined? You know, I mean, it's Trey Lance was a very bad pick, guys. Let's be very frank, very bad pick. And I knew it the second they made it. I'm like, this is a mistake. I remember saying that, like, this is a mistake. You know, they had the option of Mac Jones, Justin Fields. Not that those guys panned out the greatest either, but they're obviously better than Trey Lance. And the Niners, have they had issues succeeding lately? Barring this past year because of all the injuries. But I mean, can you sit there and say that trade set them back? I don't think you can. People forget sometimes. Not every first round pick pans out. So you can go ahead and sit there and go, oh, I have to go get this player. This is the can't miss prospect. He could suck too, guys. There's no foolproof method. How many of us would have given money to have the Giants pick Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal a couple years ago in the same draft? And guess what happened? We did, and they're not good. Evan Neal's been horrible. Thibodeau's been good, but nowhere near the level you expect to fit the overall pick to be. There's no guarantees in the NFL, except one. If you don't have a quarterback and you can't control the line of scrimmage, you're going to be doomed for some bad times. So we're at a point now where the Giants need to figure out the quarterback position. They need to figure out the lines. And they need to get back to solid, simple, fundamental football. And if you don't have a quarterback, you can't do that. It's time to get a quarterback, guys. Absolutely time to go ahead and get a quarterback there. So,
if you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please.